Hey, welcome to another episode of Politics and Wellness. I am your host, Captivating Christian, and you guys, of course, are my lovely, beautiful co-hosts. Let's get into it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, Patty Duke. What's up, Brother Nate? That's right. As always, moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. I can't say that enough. We don't need any more dryness walking around. All right. So, what's going on? Welcome to everybody who is in the balcony, or if you're popping in, listening, or whatever, free to say no. Welcome. Thank you. Drive safely. Hope you enjoy listening. All right, so let's get into it. Hopefully, everybody's had a good week. This has been shot 2 for me. Today, I did have my second shot. So, 2 more weeks, and I hopefully be free and clear and ready to really and get back to somewhat of real life. But anyway, just sorry, my little hair won't stay out of my face. Lots been going on. Where do we start? Where do we begin? And thank you. I want to say thank you to if that was such a word, but thank you to everyone who sends me articles, DMs, video clips. Thank you so much. I am going to use some of them because I host the gentleman's panel this week. So don't think I am ignoring them. I'm just going to save some of them because they're really that good. But thank you all for your news articles that you send, your clips. They're very informative. And of course, if I haven't seen them already, definitely you put me on game. So thank you. I can't stress that enough. Brother Nate, you're my brother from a different mother and father. Just every article, like I sometimes the articles I ain't even seen that I'm just like, oh wow, so thank you so much. And to all of you that come every week and we share our thoughts and views and points of view. Thank you so much for engaging. I definitely appreciate it and love you all. So I don't want you to ever think that it's definitely not genuine. It's definitely not love here because we grow from each other. We can get a little messy because, of course, whatever. It's all fun and games, but we can also get serious too and talk about some real issues, which is important to not only me, but to our community. So that's definitely what's up. So please hit the thumbs up button, even if you're just popping in just to be counted or know you was here. Please, before you leave, hit the thumbs up button, or when you come in here, hit the thumbs up button. It's only right. It's like ringing somebody's doorbell. Hey, what's up, Lynn T? How are you? Nice to see you.
It is a system, a pro.
Ooh, I was watching MSNBC before I came on here, so that's what you heard in the background. Hey, Tanari, what's going on, girl? Nice to see you. Is it Tuesday? Is it your day? Is that why you're here? Are you my wife for today? Well, anyway, thank you for everybody who's coming into the room. So let's get into some things. Of course, as you know, I will be all over the place, but I will put the link in early for anyone who has any thoughts. Listen, we ain't even gonna get bothered doing no craziness. We keep it very slightly and politely neat up in here, so let's not act any different. We know how it rolls over here. So if you have anything you want to share, any views, you're more than welcome. I just ask that you be respectful. You can differ, that's perfectly fine, but just be respectful. Where to begin? Of course, let's start with the recent stuff. Secret Service has been article come out by the Washington Times and others that the Secret Service, basically a lot of them were denying to protect Joe Biden because they were beholden to President Trump. Where's the surprise? I mean, I'm over people trying to be surprised as if we did not know law enforcement was a big champion of Donald Trump in all of its forms, and Secret Service being one of them. I'm not surprised. So that's uh, we'll touch briefly on that. Uh, those of you in Florida, Val Demings is running for uh, Marco Rubio's seat as Senate. So that should be interesting. And if you don't know who Val Demings is, you must have been living under some sort of a rock. But Val Demings, she was a lawyer in the impeachment trial, both of them, against the former president, Donald J. Jackass Trump. I just threw that in there. It was funny. But yeah, she was one of the lawyers in the case, and I definitely, I think it would be a good look. I think Marco Rubio himself has flip flopped and backtracked and all types of stuff enough to, kind of weaken his stance in Florida right now. I think, even though Florida, along with other states, have implemented all of these stricter voting rights against, of course, us. Hey, what's up, the Smart Show? I will catch you on the replay, of course, as I always do, because I know you're about to go live too. But thank you so much for stopping by. I definitely appreciate it. And you guys check out the Smart Show with his morning nuggets. They are definitely very inspirational, and they're early in the morning, but I always catch them. So yeah, I think Florida is definitely on the cusp of change. And not everywhere in Florida, trust and believe it, but I do believe that there is hope there that we could get a Senate change. We could actually get a gubernatorial race going that could shake some things up, because I think people are very comfortable in Florida, thinking Florida is this haven where, okay, if I gotta be inclusive everywhere else, I don't have to be inclusive in Florida because everybody in Florida, you know, is whatever. And not that that's true, but you know what I mean about the mayonnaise coalition. But so Val Demings is running for senator in Florida, which is, of course, interesting. Of course, in the case of the man who was shot execution style by the police officers in North Carolina, the DA has come out and said that the officers did not do anything wrong, which, again, I am not surprised. This is another case of, and not that they didn't do anything wrong, but even the fact that you felt that there was no need to investigate any of the actions by the officers because your pride was so damaged, because these black men and women came into your space and demanded answers and justice, and you didn't like the way they talked to you, so you felt that you didn't need to have some sort of sympathy or empathy for them and actually do your job, because you're not there. And this is what, and again, I say this every show until I'm blue in the face. This is why it is important to vote locally, because what happens is people, when we don't vote, people get in to spaces that to protect other things. You have an attorney general and a prosecution who basically sitting there to protect the police officers. He didn't bother to meet with the family. He met with the family one time, and of course, as some of you know, there was a heated exchange where he cursed at one of the lawyers in the Action Network. You know, Ben Crump and Al Sharpton and the rest of his crew. And not that I don't want to say like I have a like I don't like them, but I just the I feel like they could do a lot more instead of just running to the most popular or the cases that they know will get big payout. Um, but anyway, there was a whole argument where in which one of the lawyers and the DA literally was cursing each other out. Um, he felt that he didn't need to he was not going to meet with the family a second time unless they did not invite the lawyers. So they agreed um, to not invite the lawyers, to only see what a couple minutes of video. And even still, um, they released some video today, and it's still just some video with other things basically cut out. But again, it is funny to me how we can sit here and say, or how that prosecutor can say, oh, well, he was going to use his car as a lethal weapon. And we clearly, I mean, just that week, or maybe even a couple of days after that shooting, you saw the white man get in his pickup truck with all those cops around him and SWAT and literally haul ass with not only the police just standing there with their guns aimed at him and yelling, but there was one officer literally hanging onto the vehicle and no one fired a shot. They didn't fire a shot. They didn't shoot him in the head. Nothing. The man stopped his car down the road somewhere and they arrested him then. That white man who was elderly was not I don't even want to say he was elderly because Lord knows you could be in your 70s and not necessarily elderly, but he was not shot, nothing. He was, they took him to jail. He was released hours later. So if we want to sit here and say, well, he shouldn't have tried to run, he shouldn't have done the offense was a minor drug infraction or something that really they could have came back another time to get him if they were really that pressed to get him. But there is this sense of there is no other recourse for us to be handled other than death. If we put up a fight, then it's death. And it's very remnants of I'm watching this show called Underground Railroad on Prime, and it basically talks about the Underground Railroad actually being an actual railroad with an actual conductor. And not going to give too much away, but basically, free slaves escaping for freedom find this Underground Railroad, and then they wind up going into this whole town of white folks and black folks. But again, it's still very restricted. It was like, I want to say South Carolina or North Carolina, but it's still very restricted. Like, they could be free, they could wear, fancy clothes. They didn't have to wear the whole slave kind of thing, stores and everything, but they couldn't have no children. And things like that. And when they started to really notice, one of the ladies started to really notice, what the hell is going on here? She hitched the hell out of Dodge and then winds up in a whole pickle. But good show. You definitely should check it out if you can. If you do have Prime, check out Underground Railroad. It's really cool. It takes a bit to get into, but once it gets going for real, it is really good. But I say all that to say, it just brought me to that. I mean, there was a scene in the particular movie where they were whipping. The boy accidentally spilled the slave master's drink, and he's begging for forgiveness, like, "Oh, I'm sorry, boss. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And when he goes to swing his cane, the gold part of his cane against this little boy's face, and the little boy almost fell out, but quite didn't. And his mother ran in front of the next blow. And then he winds up whipping the boy and the mother, and everybody has to stand there and watch. it brings me to that same thing. Like we are forced to see our brothers and sisters gunned down by police as a warning to us to, oh, you better not uh, run, you better not uh, have a weapon even though you're licensed to have one. You better not just be black and maybe a little inebriated because you just enjoying life and you don't really, okay, so you taking pills, whatever, it's your business. Um, all of these things that we better not be doing, or else this is going to happen to us. I just, I'm over it, over it. But anyway, moving right along, definitely want to check that out because it's definitely worth watching. I know I had some other notes here, so I want to get into that. And also in New York, because this I thought this was very, very, very interesting, and I was reading it while I was working, so I was kind of skimming it. So please don't mind me. But 8 New York men ran a $2 million COVID unemployment fraud scheme and poised to steal cash, like they was, posing and stuff, stealing cash, and the feds caught them. Now, I get it, people. For some reason, it's like you got to show it and all this other kind of stuff. But do note that people are watching. We think you're posting on Instagram, and the only people watching is the people that follow you. Absolutely not. People are watching, especially if they're investigating. They are watching you. They're watching your friends. They are watching a whole bunch of people. So I just thought that that was too telling. But of course, they had to show. And what I didn't like about this Daily News article, of course, coming out of New York, that they had to show the criminals stealing from this unemployment COVID plan of black men. But the real kind of gag, as people would say, is that it's a lot of white men that have been stealing from this COVID relief plan. But again, how the media poses it is, if I show you, see, look at these black kids stealing this money. See, look at these black kids stealing your money. Um, that's already going to make you feel like, see, they're criminals. They deserve what happens to them, and that's not necessarily true. Because if that's the case, then they all do. Hey Miss All That, how are you? I just, like I said, I'm really over it. I'm over the whole. Um, yeah, I mean the PPP loans are crazy. White folks out here stealing millions upon millions of dollars, not just 1 or 2 million. We talking about 11, 12, 13 million dollars. Um, keep my face off social media at all costs. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's because understand, you got to know that Facebook, Instagram, that's all owned by Facebook. Um, Facebook is very beholden to the Republican Party and Trump and all that. Know that is very true. Um, they decided, what was it, last week or the other week, to keep Trump banned from Facebook. But that's only because they didn't want to lose no money, because they knew that if they would have let him back on, they would have lost money. Um, but that does not mean that they're not behind the scenes supporting, Trump and his endeavors. Trump just lost his final Supreme Court battle in Michigan to overturn those votes. Now here we are, fucking in goddamn May, almost June, almost 6 months through the motherfucker, and he's still fighting, talking about he won the election. This is the privilege that they get, that they don't, that they've used so much that they don't even realize that they have it. So in the meantime, you could have a whole president sitting in office and you could still fuss about how you lost, how you was robbed of an election, and they can allow this to happen for so long. Ridiculous, like really ridiculous. Virginia Redbone, you know, don't even no, don't do it because you tried it the other day. You really did. You tried it. So yeah, you get the side eye from me. But I don't like, I don't get it. Like, why do we? And I'm stop saying like, but why is it just so crazy for people to just accept? It'd be okay with me if a lot of the miracle whips would just be like, you know what? I know I'm privileged. I know I'm privileged. I know I don't have to deal with the same things you deal with. And I know when I'm encountered by other police officers, I don't even have to go through any of this because when they look at me, they see themselves. And they say to themselves, I don't want to hurt my sister. I don't want to hurt my brother. I may handle them and still take them to jail, but I don't want to kill them because they look like me and they represent me. And I'm not here to ruin their lives or destroy their families because at the end of the day, it's just us. And if we don't have each other, then what do we have? Like, when will we get in that space? I need us to really like get in that space. So, yeah, we may not like everything everybody does. We may not like everything everybody says. But at the end of the day, when it comes to preserving us, by all means, by any means necessary, we will preserve us. That's where we need to be. Because that is their whole thing. It has nothing to do with, they can't stand Trailer Park Becky. But at the end of the day, when it really comes down to it, they will protect Trailer Park Becky because by any means necessary, it's about preserving them. That's it. That's it. We don't even, a lot of us don't even, that goes out the window. Everything's about self. Everything's about, oh, I have and you don't. I want this and you're less. I'm greater than you. You're less than me. At all times. For these people, it's like, well, I may have more than you, but at the end of the day, if we want to keep whatever it is we have to be on top, hey, join the party. I mean, look at it. Look at the Republican Party as it stands. They're a bunch of rich, wealthy white men and women who are at the top ranks of this party. But who are the people storming the Capitol? Who are the people doing all this chanting and busting up shit and doing all this rioting and looting that they consider to be patriotic? Poor, middle, average white folks that have 9-to-5 jobs that when they get the call, they don't care that their jobs are in danger. All they're thinking about is protecting their whiteness because that is what they are. I don't even want to say bred, but that is what they know to do. It's just, I don't know. It would give you nightmares if you knew all the stuff the government redacts. Right. I'm sure it would. And not only now, but we talking about past stuff. That stuff that we read about in history books that may be fake. That didn't necessarily happen that way. That it was actually a government hit. But as long as you celebrate and as long as we're going to build the statue and every time we mention anything about Black History Month, we make sure we put his name first. We make sure we put his name and his attributes in every history book, and everybody else kind of goes by the wayside. I mean, personally, again, I'll say it, and I said it all the time. I think Jesse has, was the Judas of that camp, because you got to have a Judas in the camp in order to get to the person at the top. There's always got to be a Judas, and I just think Jesse was the Judas. But that's a whole nother time for another story. But yeah, this government is not a friend. But at the same time, although the government may not be a friend of ours, we got to know how to play the game. And if you want to infiltrate it, you can't just storm it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be strategic. You got to play. I mean, you can't play checkers when they're playing chess. You just really can't. It's not gonna work. And I know a lot of times we, want things to happen. And like I said, Lord, I don't agree with everything. Like that whole, oh, uh, this country is not a racist country, from two of the most prominent at this time black people in politics, or people of color in politics, whatever that means, um, was definitely feeding to the fear of white folks. Because Lord knows you don't want to tell them that their beloved nation that they've grown up with, the only people that they know framed this country, was a white man with wooden teeth, a fat old man who slept around and had all kinds of sexual diseases, another one who was raping the hell out of his little sister-in-law, um, to the point where she just, I guess she felt, well, it's a relationship at this point, and on and on and on. That's all they know. That's what they think this country was founded upon: the greatness of a rapist, or somebody that in this day and age they would cancel. And get into that. In this day and age, how we go around canceling people for sexual misconduct, that they wouldn't dare think about taking down the Jefferson Monument in DC, or even dismantling Monticello. They wouldn't dare think of it. Wouldn't dare. You ask why. You know why. Because it's always different when it comes to us and them. It's always different. It's always different when it comes to us and them. And we need to realize that. Like, there is no equality here. We keep thriving or wishing for some kind of equality. There's no equality here. I just need you to respect me, and whatever you got, that's all I want. I don't want your personal equality. I don't want you to look at me and think, oh, you're just like me. You're just, no, I don't even want you to be fake with me. Just, I'll be over here, you be over there. You can mind your business, I'll mind my business. I just don't. Because at what point do we, if we're not going to come together and really have a conversation, then what's the point? Because the only way we grow and really get to the bottom of some things is have some really hardcore, um, truthful, factual conversations. We want to gloss over everything, like everything didn't exist. Like, people talking about, oh, well, the slaves were treated nice. How can you say slaves and treat it nice in the same, a lot of slaves were treated like family. Slaves. If they were not free to go and do whatever as they pleased, and were not paid for their work, how were they treated well? Just help me make it make sense. Yes, Miracle Whip. How you doing, Nicole Goddess? Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. I really don't. And it's okay. I'm not bashing, but I'm just, it is what it is. And the truth is the truth. Like, I just can't. we so, you know, we go through this like Alice in Wonderland, just dancing around, and it's like people are dying and people getting off for killing folks. Just not certain places, but other places they are, because they realize, you know what, I don't want that mess here. I don't want them coming down here protesting. So some people are going to take a stand and say, no, I don't see nothing wrong here. And you're like, what? So you're not even going to investigate? Nope. Well, mainly because when I, you know, when I went to go speak to the family and the lawyers, we didn't mesh well. You are the lawyer of the people. You were voted in. Whether it was Republican votes or Democratic votes, whatever it was, at the end of the day, you are the lawyer of the people. You're not just the lawyer for the state, for law enforcement. You are the lawyer of the people. So therefore, anything that is a violation against the people, you are to defend the people. The fact that this man was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I didn't like how they approached me on the beginning, so I didn't even want to really meet with them the second time unless they got rid of unless they got rid of the lawyers. And then after that, yeah, we decided we're just going to show them this amount and let them go about their business. But you shot their loved one in the head with a SWAT team, because you sent the SWAT team out to apprehend him. A SWAT team? Oh, we sending professionals. Sir, did you need you ready? Not ready. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. How you doing?
Good.
You sure?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Oh, okay. You know, you just took that shot. You're all aggressive now.
No, I just don't. I was like, no, but then that came across, and I was like, see, this is why this happened. I was like, no, I was gonna be cool, like Val Demons is gonna, and then all of a sudden it was like he opened his mouth, and I was like, really? Did you really say that? Mm-hmm. He really stood in front of the cameras and was like, well, yeah, I met with the family and the first time, and it didn't go well. But yep, I wasn't gonna meet with them again. I was like, the world? I'm not. Sorry, that's my cat. Hey, what's up, Axel? Yeah, but how are you, sir? What's going on?
I'm doing fine.
Good.
So how you feeling? All right?
I'm good. This arm is sore. My arm is sore because it wasn't this sore last time. Like, it's really sore this time.
Sore the second time.
Yeah, sore the second time. But other than that, so far, so good. So far.
Okay, now you can commence hoeing.
Right, exactly. Let's go. Single and mingling. Yeah. Okay, I guess she decided not to go. She said, forget you, I'm not going. Okay. But yeah, single and ready to mingle now. But no, I got to wait 2 weeks anyway, so I'm not even. For me, and knowing how much of a I am, it'll be like 4 weeks.
Now, still masks and condoms now.
That's it.
Beware stranger danger.
That is it all day.
Yeah, but back to where you were, what you were just discussing. What place actually does their own redacting? Why isn't there outside?
That should have been straight off the top. There shouldn't have been any kind of, oh, we're gonna redact what we feel is necessary. And again, this has everything to do with a lot of these police. I just opened the door and you decided not to go. Now you want to come back? Go. Bye. These police who have these groups that really protect them, and they really spend big money in protecting these little, well, all of them really. They just it's ridiculous the amount of protection that they get, the funding that they get. Um, to be killers. I mean, at this point, really, it really doesn't make any sense. There's no reason why instantly once that happened, somebody from West Bubble didn't come in and invest and do a private investigation of everything that happened, hands off with anybody in the state. Not even the attorney general would be able to look at exactly what the evidence was until the person was finished. And then here's the case, point blank, period. So I just feel like, um, as much as we shout about change, these particular states, because we don't do our due diligence and make sure, hey, I'm gonna show up to every election. I don't care I don't care if I don't even know who he is or who she is. I'm gonna learn who or she is, and I'm going to press them to make sure that, my vote will matter. We don't do that. So they get to run amok. Like even now with Michigan's Supreme Court dropping Trump's last stand against him losing the election, they're willing to say, and without saying it publicly, that Biden is the president of these United States. But they go right behind that and they're changing the election laws.
Yeah.
Arizona has just done it. Texas just finished doing it. Georgia was first.
And I mean, and they're flying in. It hasn't even been 6 months.
Right. But this is what I'm saying. Remember that Georgia's was a runoff. So they quickly changed those. They quickly changed that. Because right now what's going to happen is those two senators that won, Ossoff and Warnock, they may not even last a whole Senate term.
Yeah.
So it's like we're sitting up here, shouting and "ooh, we made it," and they like, oh, "Okay, let's change the game again."
They do what they always do.
Right.
They do what they always do.
Changing the game. I don't like Frederick Douglass, but I mean it should, but of course it's not, because they already know that they're not going to get that's going to be less representation that look like them. It's going to be less mayonnaise representation. Listen, they're trying to get as much Miracle Whip in power as they can. They don't care about you having little tangles of power. That's really not, because it's not effective. It looks good, but it's not effective. What's effective is having power. Like right now, they are not afraid of Kamala Harris. And for me, my deep theory is that the Jamaican woman in Kamala will step forward, but she's letting that whole, I gotta play nice until that day comes, and then when bam, that is my hope.
Yeah.
But that is their thing. They'll accept anyone who will play nice and play the game and but somebody who will really be like it, they're not having it. They're okay with her right now, but let Joe do it. And I mean do it and then do it out of here. Right.
Oh, Joe.
You want to talk about you did it, Joe. You want to talk about them going crazy? Crazy. Because personally, I really think, I mean, not for nothing, we always try to tote the man as the person who is an actual leader. But no, women, I mean, let's be very clear. Women are actual leaders. Women have ran the church. Women have organized that whole civil rights movement, civil rights march, the bus boycotts. If you thought men was sitting around there organizing that shit, you're sadly mistaken.
Yeah.
Sadly mistaken.
Yeah, the BLM movement.
Right. Nothing but
who's in the front?
Who are really pushing this agenda. And yeah, okay, they'll get pretty get on camera and be on CNN and MSNBC, but that is because it's a way to get to the masses. You know what I'm saying? And we have to give them credit where credit is due. We can't just sit back and act like, oh well, it's a man's world, quote unquote, and it's not. It's not, because like the song says, you can't do shit without a woman.
You wouldn't even be here.
And that's the biggest part. I mean, so,
you see a baby now busting out some man's nuts.
Child, you think you got some pussy men now? You would have some really soft.
No, you would have no people. That's what would happen.
What?
You wouldn't have a soul.
A whole baby.
Cause I ain't lying to you. It ain't coming out of here.
It ain't coming out of here either. Hey, when they got to do that test and they take the little swab and go, I'll be wanting to punch him or her in the face. That feels uncomfortable. I can just imagine a whole human.
Oh hell no!
Nah.
Let's get a puppy.
No. Let's get a whole puppy. And I wouldn't care where it came out of. So it's like, what if it came out the back? It wouldn't matter. No thank you.
No, thank you ain't ripping my shit up. Right. Shit never work right again.
Right. You're sitting there walking around talking about, did you just shit on yourself? I can't even tell anymore.
And I probably did, but I'm a parent.
Right. You think you be beating on your kids, and then you be beating on them for
real. Hell yeah. You ruined my life.
Right.
And that's what it really meant. That's what it really means.
All day because of you.
I gotta change the baby, and I gotta change myself.
Right. Total craziness. Total craziness. But I don't know. I hope for greater, but I mean, we just, like, I was watching a clip, Chris Rock, I think he was on somebody's podcast, and thank you for sending me that podcast too. It was cool. I liked it. And somebody asked him about the vaccine, and he was like, "We barely know what's in fucking food. We barely know what's in the shit." People sitting up there talking about, "I'm not taking the vaccine," and I was like, "So true, so true." Like, we're eating this stuff, or we've been eating this stuff for years and not knowing what's actually in it. And we gonna sit here and be, philosophical about what may be in philosophical about what may be in this. I really don't, I mean, I've held hostage long enough. Granted, I'm gonna still protect myself regardless, but it's like, I mean, come on. At some point, you gotta do something. You gotta make a decision. So, I don't know. This proves we're stronger than.
Yes, that is true, Patty.
Yeah.
Because I tell you, I don't understand how y'all do it. Some of y'all go back for that 6-week checkup and find out you're pregnant again. There's no way in the world.
No way. No way. Cancel Christmas. I wish you. As a matter of fact, I wish you would.
You got to look on your face. Don't even come near me.
Like when they be like the 6 weeks or whatever, I wish you would try talking about something. Well, it's 5.5. You're close. I'd break it. I'd try to break it. Like there's no. I mean, and then not
you
to
better
mention,
call your side piece.
Right. And then not to mention the body changes. Like I was just I was watching somebody and they were talking about how Safari didn't like how his wife got fat while she was pregnant. And I'm just like, what? So you impregnate her and expect her to do what? Stay slim? She is carrying a whole nother human being for you. Yes.
Sorry ass fucker.
Right. That's also like a lot of these people, and that's what I mean. And when we sit here and talking about some, men or real men, Most of these motherfuckers out here are boys in men clothes.
Look, would cave in under that shit.
Because it's ridiculous, really ridiculous.
I tell you straight up, I ain't fucking with that shit. I ain't doing that shit. He
Nope.
ain't ripping me up.
Nope.
They got to be doing the 2-finger test. I don't know if they still do it. The 2-finger test when they go to stitch them up afterwards. Hell no. Mm-mm.
No way. And that, that part, the old tune-up. And then, I mean, look at us. Some of us are some big-headed babies. You like, Jesus. Like, you may have grown into your head, but your shit was big.
No, yeah. That motherfucker's pretty much the size that it's going to be when you're an adult.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I definitely salute. Not, you ain't got no argument.
Oh yeah, you sure don't got one from me.
You ain't got no argument with me now. Not you ain't lying. Now some of these people, no name, but some of y'all, y'all could stay not pregnant. Please don't give the world no more use. You are enough. People say you're enough. You are enough. You are enough. Literally,
you are definitely enough.
There need to be no more made of you or anything like you for you to pass on nothing else. Because you are enough. Okay. So yeah, I just at some point we need to get it together. Are you ready now? Thank you. Great. All right. So, yeah, I hope that we, kind of get it in motion, get it together. But yeah, you definitely have to check out Underground. It definitely is.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Oh, you saw it?
It is. Yeah. I didn't watch the whole thing. I'm on episode 3.
Oh, okay. I watched it.
Which is actually the town that you were talking about.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That little boy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That little boy. I wanna roof him. I do. I wanna roof him.
The little boy was with the hunter.
Helping him.
Why do I think that's his son? I think it's
that little boy.
And why do I think the girl, the who he's tracking is his daughter?
I don't know, but I remember where he was hunting and he found the guy and he said, "Don't kill my son. Don't kill my." He said, "Take me. Don't kill my son." I think that's the boy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the boy.
But I do believe that he may have a relationship with the mother, Cora's mother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of that, did you read that article about Johnny Cash?
Yeah. So Johnny Cash.
And you can look at that picture, and you could
really look at the picture.
She don't look like no Sicilian.
No, Johnny Cash's first wife.
Now her name may have been Cecilia, but she was no Sicilian. Okay.
Yeah, no. They're trying to say she was Sicilian and German. Was it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, but she definitely looked like Etta James every bit in the face.
Big time.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised for him because if you really listen to his music on that time, it was that. It was, it was every bit of. People even say Lincoln was black. I was about to do this whole thing of the 6 black presidents before Obama. Lincoln was one. A lot of the other early presidents were on the list because, of course, in their lineage, they had slaves or native ancestry or whatever that they kept under.
And you had that 1 drop rule.
Right. Right. But then nobody was trying to tell about that one drop because they didn't want to, they didn't want to not
fuck it out.
fuck up the
Pretty
bag.
much.
They didn't want
Yeah, of a bag. Yeah. We're putting it in terms that you'll understand now.
They didn't want to fuck up the
Of
bag.
the bag.
But I don't know. I don't know. I think we really need to stop this pandering and really just tell it what it is. I'm still angry about that. Like, well, this is not a racist country or racist nation. It is.
Yeah, with all of these racist policies.
Yeah. And watching that, I was just like, there's no way you can watch this and think that this happened. Whether we, adding a little sprinkle to it to make it a little more drama, it still happened. I mean, it was far more brutal than we try to paint it out to be. Like Aunt Jemima was out there giving out pancakes to the little white boy and thinking everything was hunky-dory. And we just so happy, boss. No, it was nothing of that. We were like cattle. We were like farm animals. That's all, that's all you were. So it's like, even the most humane of them still didn't fully see you. And that's evident
That's
even in this show.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like you can be human, but to an extent, she asks, where the little babies at? Where the black babies? The what? The what, baby?
Yeah.
I'm good with having y'all. And then once y'all go, we'll get some more y'all. But y'all can't. Y'all can't.
Y'all can't. Yeah, you can't be brief. That was one big experiment.
Right.
One big experiment, and they were doing tubal ligations.
Yeah. Right.
Because in this way they could actually experiment on a live subject.
And that's all they were doing was using them guinea pigs. So when you see the article about the Move organization and how they said they cremated them bodies and they did not, but they wound up using them bodies for science and other things of that nature. This happened damn near. I was only 2 years old. Like
85 down around 85.
Yeah, 85. Well, I was about 4. But yeah, I mean, it happened. Like this really happened in modern time. Not, we always think, oh well, that happened back then. We've so progressed. How?
Have you heard the interview with one of the sons, one of the sons, where they were talking about the apology from the actual college, and he said it wasn't really an apology.
No, it wasn't because they felt like
evidently
they didn't do anything wrong because they felt like they were given these remains. They quote unquote didn't know where the remains came from.
That's a lie right there. They knew exactly where the fuck that shit.
They would have to know.
Me, be disrespectful on that part. They knew exactly where these people came from. There's no way in the world you're going to accept something like that and not know the background.
Some of the remains were in the city schools, at the Ivy League schools like Drexel and all those other places. So they know where those remains came from. Now, others, maybe, but they asked. I'm sure they asked. There's no way you just take remains and was like, oh, thank you. You would ask because you're supposed to. Because you would have to know.
Just out of curiosity, that's something else that you could add to the lecture. These were people from whatever. But
doing the research, you would have to know because you'd have to document that. Because as you're doing the experiment, you would need to know what specimen you're using and the whatever experiment you're doing, how it affects the body of that specimen. So you would need to know. That's why I don't. But again, that's that whole let's apologize and and move on. Kumbaya, we all good. Oh, we sorry. Again, victims paying victims. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say sorry, throw your family a little bit of money, but it's not gonna come from the actual people who did the experiments. Oh, we're gonna give it to we're gonna take it from the university and give it to but who's getting charged? more for that. So when now your child gets accepted and you wondering why the tuition is, out the boohoo, that's you. That's you right there. You got to pay that bill.
It's crazy. It's crazy as hell in this day and time. And you thought that chapter was pretty much closed with the whole MOVE organization. Then something else comes out. These are some diabolical, deceivious bastards. And never underestimate them.
None whatsoever.
And when you go to work tomorrow, you look at that white person like they're a fucking murderer because it's in their genes. It's in their genes.
It is. They cannot. I mean, I'm going through a situation right now where everything was all cool. Like my supervisor, who happened to be male, he's white, but it was just very much like, oh, everything's great. And for some reason, it was this one old Miracle Whip. It was just like, no, I just every little thing is like an issue, everything, and I'm just like I'm constantly check your email, check this. This is done. Look at that. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. But when she responds, it's like, go look at this. This is not. Yes, it is. Screenshot. Here it is. That's been done yesterday. That was done 2 weeks ago. And what is all this aggression?
Yeah.
Like, I don't do keyboard gangsters. I really don't. Like I'm about to pick up the phone and be like, do you have a problem? I know what your problem is. Because we cannot be articulate. We cannot be smart. We cannot be assertive. We have to be docile. We got to be, so much like, oh, okay, sure, whatever you like. Because if we're not presenting ourselves this way, we got to be presenting ourselves as, girl, honey, to make you feel comfortable. I'm not here to make you feel comfortable.
Yeah. Always keep them at arm's length. That's the way I've always dealt with them. They're like, well, why don't you ever want to do anything with us and whatever? It's like, it's because, I work with you. I don't want you in my personal life.
That's it. I'm here to do a job. I'm doing
it. Ain't nothing personal, but that's just the way I move. I've told them that. That's just the way I move. Then that way I don't feel bad when I have to blast your ass.
That's it.
It's nothing personal.
When the time comes, your Miracle Whip is going to be offended, and then what you're going to do, you're going to jump right into the, oh no, you didn't, Negro attitude, and then you're going to try and put me in my place. So I will always present myself the same way, whether you like it or not. I've been told I'm high. What this one white lady called me? He seems to be high maintenance. No, I just don't take no shit, and then you don't pay me to take it, so I'm not taking it. You let somebody else. Sorry.
Patty, you're a keyboard gangster. And you use the phone.
Are you? I just can't do it. For me, it's just like, stop. What are you doing? Like all that. Like I say what I gotta say, and I'm done. You keep going. You can keep going, because you look foolish after a while. But I'm just like, either you're about that life or you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? So, but yeah, that's about it. That's all I had for this evening. Quick announcements. Gentlemen's panel will be here on Cap Hill on Thursday, so be here or be square.
And there will be drinks.
There will be drinks, as always. I mean, this time I had put it in because I drank some of it, but then I didn't have nothing to put the rest of the bottle in, so I just put it in my Excel cup. Oh, well. It all is going down the same way. Yeah, but definitely come and hang out with us here for the gentleman's panel. We'll definitely be talking about some things. Of course, what's going on in entertainment and some shows, and definitely what's going on in the world right now, and some new situations and some funny ones. Oh, Becky getting tased.
Zap.
But But my part was did you hear the white officer get mad at her for tasing her?
No, for me it's when she slapped that damn ground.
She did slap the ground.
Oh man. I was like, ooh.
It was like it wasn't even like scrape. It was just like dang.
Yeah. That was hard. That was real hard.
But then the white officer told you didn't have to do that. As many times as y'all done shut up, folks.
Yes, you did.
You did. She did.
If she was black, she'd have shot her.
She'd have been dead. She'd have been dead. So please.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So, yeah. So it'll be that, and of course some more other things, and yeah. So and Friday night, of course, will be nightcap. So be prepared for that. That's a little more adult for those of you who don't know. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. There's like 3-4 episodes
3
you can catch up on and kind of get the feel of what it's like. And yeah. So yeah, it is what it is. And thank you guys for coming. As always, please, our keywords here. First, moisturize, because we don't want to be dusty. And if you got a lot to moisturize, then you need to moisturize in sections. Now you out here looking dry.
And remember to pump.
And exposed, yes. And remember to definitely pump. Because you don't want to be out here looking weak. Okay? If you're going to show it.
Yes, Tenari, we're working overtime this week.
Yeah. Overtime.
Oh man.
Yeah. But I mean, if you can, I'm not. It's not a it's not a dictatorship over here. So if you can, you definitely, it'd be nice to have you. But if you can't, because I know your presence is needed other places is quite all right. Because I know how to kick a bitch out. First curse them out, then kick them out.
Then kick them out. Mm-hmm.
Because if you thought,
health and wellness, the wellness part.
Yes.
Gentlemen.
Yes.
Time for a PSA.
Yeah.
For you to have a PSA. Get your prostate examined.
Oh yeah.
They're talking about that black men should now.
I put that in the thing for the gentleman's panel too.
For the general panel, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. At 40.
Yeah.
10 years earlier.
10 years earlier than what they would say.
It's a simple blood test. Very easy. I've had it done. And it's time for me to have another one done.
It's simple blood test until they want to do that. I mean, for some people who, don't mind because somebody already go back there, I guess it's
look, you know what? Just go ahead, do this shit, get it over with. Yeah, I'm to that point now. I used to break out in sweats and all the rest of that. But
they put you to sleep?
No.
Oh.
Mm-mm. No, they used to do that. It reminds me when you do the cough test. You ever do the cough?
Yeah.
It's like cough. It's like, why am I coughing? You holding my nuts. Why are you coughing? Your fucking hands are cold. Put some gloves on.
Right. Like your gloves are cold.
Mm-hmm. But it's all professional when I'm in the room. It's all professional.
All professional. I'm sure.
Yeah, because the whole time you're usually just terrified. It's like, damn, I thought you were supposed to tell me to bend over on the table. It's like I wasn't ready for all that.
I ain't even getting a drink yet.
I'm not ready. I need to relax. Right. I need to relax. USA.
I need to relax all my muscles. You ain't even cut on no Netflix. You just go.
Yeah.
Go reading with your shaboing boing.
I'm not just. You just think you're going to you better put extra lube on that shit. Yeah. No, it's a simple blood test. So have it done.
Yeah, but
I would just say with our men's issues, we should at least be 5-10 years earlier.
You definitely need to be doing it earlier, and I think if you could do it in your 30s, you should do it because you never know. I mean, it's just so random that we need to be definitely paying more attention to that.
Because I noticed too that if I only have doctors that look like me,
right,
or a female doctor if
right,
it's a white person.
yeah,
I don't like males touching on. I don't like white males touching on me,
no,
and because my blood pressure goes up and everything, and it took me a long time to figure out why my blood pressure was shooting through the roof.
yeah,
It's because I'm recoiling the whole
yeah.
time.
When they come storming in the room, my blood pressure is up, and they be like,
Mm-hmm.
"Are you okay? Do you have white
Have
coat?
high,
Do you have white
yeah,
coat
white coat
syndrome?
syndrome.
Do you have white coat?
Mm-hmm.
No, I have white mayonnaise syndrome.
White people, I have mayonnaise syndrome.
I have Miracle Whip syndrome. That's what I
Syndrome.
have. So when y'all all come storming in a room, instead of one person just saying, "Hey, this is what's going on. We noticed this," and then just letting me saw, and then but y'all just come storming in the room. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, what the hell's going on? Yeah, so
Not only that, they're rough. They
yeah.
have a tendency to be rough.
Well, because
rough
because through the experiments, and whether they want to admit it or not, through the experiment, they just felt like we are so strong. Like we are so strong, we can handle anything. We don't feel pain. They believe that. They believe.
Oh yeah, they are. But that was that was the main thing. I remember always having my blood pressure taken. It's like, you have high blood pressure? I said, no, not until I walked in here.
Right, right. I remember.
Well, why is that?
I just didn't feel good. It was like, oh, we'll just go and stop it. And my best, she was with me, and we was like, and then for 2 seconds, it was like, she looked like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I felt like ET and shit. Like, why are y'all in here? Your blood pressure is really high. Yeah, it didn't get high till y'all came storming in here.
Yeah. And that actually happens, because I remember they would just leave you sit in there. And it's like, we're just waiting for you to relax a little bit. It's like, it's like, first of all, if I'm sick,
right,
I don't feel well. I said, now I'm upset because why am I sitting here and everybody keeps peeping in,
right,
and looking? It's like, no, I'm not on drugs. And that was another thing they always used to ask you. Did you take anything today?
Yeah. And then personally for me, I may be skinny or whatever, but clearly after a while, I need to eat, bitch. So if you don't hurry up, this is gonna be a quick visit because I'm hungry. It's time. So hey, Lady P, how are you? Welcome. And congratulations again to the show. Congratulations. Yeah, so I need to eat. So it always involves food somewhere. Trust me, down. Yeah, I remember that time I was waiting with my friend or whatever, and it was hours and hours and hours and hours, and they wound up keeping her, and I was like, you know what? We looked at one of the aides or whatever, and she had a tray, and she was like, y'all hungry? I said, of course. So she's like, I y'all something, and she did. She was real nice, but it was nice. Well, we don't play with no food. That food is a must. Okay. Yeah. Oh, thank you. But anyway.
Oh yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, I know, right?
I take all compliments.
Yeah, right. Me too. I've learned to accept it.
That's right.
I can be humble and still be like, yeah, I know. Thank you, though. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, I don't even know. I'm not just. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
But, thank you very, very much. Yeah, but definitely get your PSA done.
Yes, I will get my PSA done. And for all the fellas in the chat,
that's right, because you're getting near 40.
I still got what? Oh yeah, that's right. I have less.
Life is about to change. Welcome to the club. You'll be all right.
I will. Yeah, I'll be just fine. Drinking my water and stuff.
Yeah. Stay lubricated, moisturized. You'll be all right.
That's right. And on go. Yeah, of course. Don't dry dust. Not
oh no.
But anyway, all right, I'm head up out of here. Thank you all for stopping by. As always, it's always a pleasure. It's always great love. It's always great fun. Any words, brother Nate, before you go?
No, stay safe.
You know,
Moisturize. That's right, and pump.
because you got the woman's. They be like, "Who's there? Who's there?" I said, "Leave my brother alone." But yeah, people be watching. We're like, "Who's that? Who's that man?" Cut it. Cut it. But definitely moisturize. Keyword is moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. We can't say that enough. We can't stress it enough. We don't want people out here looking dusty, being dusty, doing
That's
dusty
right.
things. Definitely make sure you stay moisturized, and even to your head, keep your head moisturized. Don't nobody have no dusty.
Until you don't need to pump.
Pump it up, keep it up. I don't care what you do. You need to do something. Yeah. But,
as long as it's pumped and lubed, I'm good.
Yeah, something. Please don't let it be dry and prickly, because that's not cool.
No, dryness is a sign of being unkept. Your people don't take care of you if you're dry and dusty, because they should tell you.
I mean, if everybody dusty, that's kind of the look of the group, ain't it? Everybody in the group dusty, that's kind of the look of the group. I'm just saying. But anyway, until next time, America, wear your mask. If you decide to go do that thing, which you know what it is, then that is your choice, and I support it. And if you don't, that is still your choice, and I support it. Either way, I got some traveling to do, so I'm gonna just yeah. So thank you guys, and until Thursday and Friday, I'll see you around in these YouTube streets, because it's a lot. It's a lot going down. You're right there for it. It's like watching Maury or something. It's a guilty pleasure. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say it's crazy. It's crazy. You don't even have to look for it. It's just there.
No, it's just like, pow. Oh, what?
Yeah.
What? And I'm relishing in every minute of it. Why? Because that old adage, when people like, when you come after certain folks and then stuff start happening, you be like, see, you should just see, look at you. Yeah, so
Yeah, because the weekend was pretty vicious.
Oh, the weekend was vicious.
I was like,
vicious. Tuesdays vicious.
And it went on for hours.
People ain't even go to sleep. They was still first thing in the morning. The sun was peaking, and they was like, yeah. And I want to just say, did you sleep? Did you rest?
No.
Good.
Like, get a life.
Right. But see, that's because that was eating as again, Big Mama. The guilt was eating away at him. Yes. So
you sure wasn't that sugar, that diabetes?
Diabetes. Can't go to sleep because you don't feel nothing. You're numb.
Nope. Ain't got no feeling in them feet.
You can't tell if you sleep. You don't know what to do. You just doing it. God damn. I'm just like, and then I'm looking like, well, goddamn. Of course, y'all would sit there and say, I don't really care for him. Of course, I don't really care. Of course you wouldn't, because Tony, shut up.
All I had to say was it was a bloodbath.
Yeah, it really was.
It really was. It really was. And I purposely try to stay away from it. And I didn't even. I
do, but it's like sometimes I just be like, oh, really? Oh, did you say that? Let me just pop down. Hi. Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh, because it's unnecessary. Because you do all this windmilling for somebody else's approval because somebody else say they didn't like that person. Like, yo, that is so elementary school. Like, I've never like Grown folks, grown folks. Whoa.
Yeah.
Like it really boggles me. Like, yo, like you cannot like somebody and I don't have to not like them because you don't like them. And it don't mean that I'm disloyal to you because you happen not to like them. I just it's ridiculous. It really is. I can't.
No, but the main thing for me is these are grown ass people.
Grown.
These are older grown ass people.
The people that should be teaching the wisdom and saying like, got me over here, tearing, teaching wisdom and being.
They're teaching wisdom. They're teaching the art of fuckery. That's what that is.
They're teaching more dumb than whiz. I tell you that. But then when you say something, then it's you beating up on. No, it's not beating up on because it should be. It shouldn't be that way. There's no way that somebody's grandma should be just as messy as a 29-year-old. And not to say that a 29-year-old who's almost goddamn 30 is not a baby. Because if that's a baby, then goddamn, what Huggies is that? Because that's not a baby, and we gotta stop doing that. Like you're grown. You're grown. If you grown enough to do it, then you grown enough to be in it and sit in it. But everybody's so quick to do little shit and hide their hand instead of standing in your shit. If you said it, you said it. If you whatever, it is what it is. I just don't get it. All this wanting to be a part of or wanting some acceptance. Honey, I'm sorry you didn't get it at home. I'm sorry you didn't get it growing up. But god damn, some of these people are really just like, wow.
Well, some of them are really lonely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mental issues and loneliness out there.
There is.
And last year did not help any.
No, it didn't, but it did because what it did was it emboldened a lot of them because they use this. This became
they come out now.
This became their friend. This became everybody. So this whole thing of we got all these. Come on. I was never even that person who used me because they couldn't go after who they was really going to go after. Would try to be like, don't do this and don't do that. Listen, with all due respect, I'm grown. I hear you. Thank you for the warning, but I'm gonna do and move what's comfortable for me. I'm not playing. I don't even do that in my real life. I'm not even gonna do this on something that I can go good night and close it.
And just close it. Yeah.
Just close it. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. To please who? Somebody that I don't even know. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Not doing that.
Learn to turn it off. It's getting warm outside. You can go outside and drink on the porch with your neighbors.
It's almost, right. It's almost like being a kid. And I remember being a kid and getting like Sega Genesis or Nintendo or Atari and all that, and just really being like, hey, cut that crap off and go outside. It's like that. Somebody needs to tell you to cut the shit off and go the fuck outside. For those of you who can, or open your window and roll your ass to at least to the ledge, and just breathe in some air other than your four walls and the rank, in your garment. Just do that. Like, live a little. There's more to life. I just, we out here stepping outside and don't even know if we gonna make it home, and we caught up in this shit.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that really blows my mind. I mean, I can understand you need to get away sometimes.
I get it.
But it should be fun. It shouldn't be vicious.
It's a good laugh. Don't get me wrong. It's a good laugh. I don't mind it when it's a laugh, when it's a joke, a cracking a joke, because I in a minute. I just don't do it here because these people are too sensitive. You can't say something, they're gonna get. So I just because I know me.
Well, if you play the dozens, and if you're sensitive like that, you don't play.
Right.
You don't play.
Like,
If you're too sensitive or you having one of those days, you just don't play.
But a lot of people use this as a form to play. And then with the support, people so say that. Don't let that person say that. Because what you say, it really don't affect me. Because it's nonsense. Because at the end of the day, if you really wanted to go, then we could go. But we don't have to go and dig people that really don't have nothing to do with it. These people out here digging up people and putting people in stuff that really don't have nothing to do with a situation because you and it's always a common denominator in it. Everybody try to put the blame on everybody else, but it's always a common denominator in the whole shit. And it's just like, okay, because I even put it together in my own situation, but I knew that already. I knew who it was, and I knew who told. Just like that person called me to, I just wanted you to know that you got to call me to tell me nothing. It was only 2 people. It don't take a degree to figure that shit out. Either way, it's cool because there's always a blessing somewhere. I'm not worried about it, but I just feel like you play games and you don't really know what you're playing with because everybody needs to play with. I'm just saying. I'm just saying everybody needs to play with, and it's not that people go out or even I go out to do stuff to other people. It's just you get to see. You just sit back and watch, and shit starts to happen to other people, and then you already know for yourself. I'm not one to be played with. You may think it's cute. You may think it's cute, but it ain't. Because now look at you. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. But, it's cool. It's fun. It's entertaining. I give you that.
Oh, yeah. Because, like I said, it was a bloodbath over the weekend.
Bloody. Bloody. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Not grown mental. No, I just think that there are a lot of lonely and just disturbed people, and this is just the outlet.
Yeah, but it's like, at what point do you get? At what?
Well, some people never get it. Some people never get it.
At what point does it stop? Because at some point, you begin to look crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because if the person's really not going at you and you just going, you begin to look crazy. And I like that. I relish in that. I'll make you look crazy. I'll make you look crazy all day long because you're not worth my energy.
Yeah. But then too, you have to ask what the other people are. It's clicks and views for them. Yeah,
and that's cool. But then that lets me know too, also that you are pressed for this because this brings you
the bag.
The bag. This brings you the bag.
Word for the day. The bag.
The bag. If you that pressed to belittle whatever you call yourself doing for that, then that says a lot about you. That says a lot about you.
No, but you know what too? But I wish they would use that type of energy to concentrate on what's going on around us.
Yeah, but of course not.
If they had that vitriol that they have for each other, and they went up against what's out here, and what's going on, we'd be a force to reckon with.
Yeah, you would. But that's too much like right. That's too much like right. Because it's easier to do this. It's easier to blah, 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 and
Yeah, then we need to get them to dox Lindsey Graham, his bitch ass.
Right. I mean,
use your powers for good.
But I'm saying that's factual. You had all this ability to dig up all this stuff about people.
All this stuff, and you can't find no fuck pictures of Lindsey Graham.
You can't find no fuck pictures of your own local congressmen and senators and shit, so you can dismantle your own place where you live.
That's right.
But you'll do that to some people on YouTube that you'll probably never meet.
Never meet.
And then when the opportunity comes where you may meet them, your ass too scared to show up because you've done so much fuck shit. I'm not. Again, if you're gonna be strong enough to do it, be strong enough to stand in it when you got to meet that person face to face. When that opportunity presents itself, because it will always present itself.
Yeah.
At some point, it will. Whether it's a meet and greet or just that person happened to pop there and visit. You don't know where that person may wind up going and happen to go, is that so and so? And you get clapped upside your head. And you say, who did that? You don't do that. Don't do that. If you're willing to stand in it, then stand in it. But if you're willing to do that old fake kind of like this is for you. You in the right place. Because this is that like you're not really about it. Like this is grown you balls and kahunas and thinking that you a big man, but you're not. You're not. You're still a little boy, a little girl, or a little girl.
Child.
Or Huey. They're afraid of the mayonnaise. But I mean, they working for the Miracle Whip. They can't be that afraid.
Yeah.
They're working for the
Miracle Whip. They have a lot of skill. And then we have to remember too that we're everywhere. So you have people working in every facet within the government that can find out any information. Why can't they use that to the betterment of us, with everything that's going on? Everywhere. But you'll do that to support your person who's doing whatever. Sometimes even risk your jobs, because I'm sure some of the stuff that y'all be doing, this information y'all be finding. Oh yeah, if somebody knew that y'all was actually doing it, you would lose your job. You're breaking the law is called a HIPAA law, right? Big time. Oh yeah, your ass can get got real easy. You mess with that, right? And it ain't no. Well, let's have a meeting. Ain't no meeting. It's straight like, oh yeah. You gone. Yeah, with that comes a lot. And you better hope that they don't sue you. Right. On top of somebody else trying to sue you. Because of whatever information that that you have access to, and you you toss it out here on YouTube. If you want to, right. You toss it out here on YouTube if you want to. You do messed up. Yeah, you've been got. Lindsay said that I was 2,500 miles away from home and saw my ex-neighbor at the mall. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is a really small. The world is so small. We think, because we think it's as huge as it is. You never know who you know. You never know who, who somebody else may know. And then you popping up and you like, is that so-and-so? Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch. It's me. Yep. But anyway, I'm gonna really go now. All right. Well, until next time, guys. Peace, love, and hair grease, and wear your damn mask and moisturize and all that good stuff. And it was good. It was all well. And pump, yes, pump. Make sure it looks pretty. That's right. Have a good night. Put your best one forward. Or your best one out. Yeah. One or the other. All right. But anyway, everybody have a good night. Peace.